let's have a wonderful topic today that is related to your food chain and food web and the importance of organisms and different type of organisms and their relationship with man. So basically our today's video is related to man and his surroundings and importance of the various organisms on earth. So stay tuned till the end. In the end surely you will get some bonus points and some bonus topic. As you know, there is a chain of organisms which are connected together by the transfer of food from one organism to another organism, and they are connected together by the transfer of energy. So this type of a chain in which the food is transferred from a lower organism to a bigger organism, and same time the energy is also transferred from the lower to bigger organism is known as a food chain. So let's go to some examples of food chain. Food chain, here I have shown you an example of an aquatic food chain in which aquatic plants, they are eaten by aquatic animals. Like planktons are there, they can be eaten by small phytoplanktons. They can be eaten by zooplanktons, and then they can be eaten by small fish, and then they are eaten by large fish. This is one aquatic food chain. So food chain is basically a chain in which you can see the food is getting transferred from one organism to another organism, and at the same time the energy is being transferred from the lower organism to higher organism. Now we have got another food chain here, that is of a grassland. So in grassland or terrestrial habitat food chain, you can see grass is being eaten by a grasshopper, grasshopper is eaten by a frog, frog is eaten by a snake, and then snake is eaten by an eagle. So this is another food chain. So I hope you have understood, like here also the food is getting transferred, means the second organism is eating the first organism. So he is getting the food from the first organism and he is also getting energy in the process. So there is transfer of food as well as the transfer of energy from one organism to another organism in a food chain. Now we should know what are the components of a food chain. So in a food chain we have got first one, that is aquatic plant or grass. This is actually green in color and generally these have chlorophyll and they are able to produce food or they are able to make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. So what are they called as? Yes, I hope you have understood. They are known as producers. So we can write these as producers. These are the producers, means if these producers are not there in the food chain, so what will happen? Yes, I think you might have guessed right, that if producer is not there, like suppose if there is no food prepared in your kitchen, so what will happen? Yes, you will not get food that day. So in the same way, if suppose all the producers have gone away from the earth, like all the grasses have been removed or all the green plants have been removed, all aquatic plants have been removed, so it will result in total breakdown or death of all the organisms. Because when producer is not producing food, producers which are also called as autotrophs, because they produce their own food, if they are not producing food by the help of the sunlight and the green colored pigment, that is chlorophyll, so what will happen? There will not be production of any food on earth and so all organisms will die. So these producers are very important part of our food chain, and always a food chain begins from the producer. So hope you have understood the importance of a producer in a food chain and on our ecosystem and on the earth also. Now let's go to second level, that is here aquatic animals and here grasshopper. So what they are actually eating the green plants. So they are called as herbivores because they are eating this green plants. So they are herbivores. About herbivores and the higher level organisms I have explained in my last video. So if you have not seen the video on classification of organisms based on their food habits, so you can go over to that video and you can understand from there. So students, these herbivores, they are also called as primary consumers because they are consuming the producer. So they are said to be the primary consumers. So you can write here, they are also called as primary consumers. Now let's go to the second level. Now second level we have got in both the food chains small fish and here it is frog. So naturally it is primary, so it will become secondary. So these are called secondary consumers. And now as you see that they are eating these animals, so naturally they are the carnivores. They are not herbivores. They are carnivores, so we can call them as carnivores and we can also call them as secondary consumers. From this onwards, all the organisms are now carnivores because they are eating the animals. So they are all carnivores. Now this second level, that is called as secondary consumer. Same way when we will go to the third level, that is here large fish or snake here. It will be after secondary comes the tertiary. So it will become the third level or tertiary consumer. And then finally we have got the last level. So it will be called as the quaternary. Here fourth level is not there in the first food chain. In the second food chain you can see terrestrial food chain, there is the fourth level which is called as the quaternary consumer or the fourth level of consumer. And one more name is given to these because they are at the highest level. So this eagle can be also called as an apex predator. So I will explain you more about these different levels of a food chain by taking another food chain and then we will go over to a food web. So I can take one more food chain here. So we can have a food chain in which there is grains are there. These grains are being eaten by a rat. Then rat is being eaten by a snake. And then snake is being eaten by a peacock. So this is a food chain which I made for you. So in this again I am discussing the same thing. So we have got grains as the producer. The rat will become the herbivore or the primary consumer. Snake will become it's in the second level, so it is the secondary consumer and also carnivore. And this is in the third level, so it is the tertiary consumer or the carnivore. It's also a carnivore. But here peacock in this chain will be called as an apex predator because it is the final level or the highest level. So it will be called as the apex predator. So I hope you have understood the different levels of the food chain till now. So you have to just remember these basic things that in a food chain, the beginning is always from the producer or the green plant and the ending occurs from the apex predator. Now in between, let us talk about if suppose something we do with the food chain, some breakage we as human beings if we bring in this food chain. So what will happen to the food chain? So suppose in this food chain, like the first one, if suppose all the small fish are being eaten by man, so I can remove all the small fish from here. Suppose all small fish has gone. So what will happen to this food chain? So here large fish, or in this case it is the tertiary consumer or apex predator, it will be largely affected because it will not get any food to eat as small fish have died. So either it will starve out of death, starve and it will result in its death, or it will have to change its food habit. That is, it will have to take some other aquatic animal for eating. So that way this entire food chain will get affected. Now if suppose all small fish have died, so these aquatic animals, small aquatic animals which were being eaten by these small fish, they will grow more in number, or there will be large population of these aquatic animals, and so that will also affect the food chain, because then those large population of small aquatic animals, they will start eating the small aquatic herbs which are there, or green plants which are there, so their population will reduce. So this, it goes on continuously, that is this change of killing of the organisms, and then their increase in number. So if suppose one population or one species of organisms are totally removed from the food chain, so it will affect the entire food chain. We can understand this also from the terrestrial food chains which I have shown you here. So let's understand from the terrestrial food chains. Like suppose in these two food chains, the snakes are killed by man. All the snakes have disappeared from these food chains. So snakes which are here the tertiary consumer and here the secondary consumer, if they are killed, so what will happen? In this food chain the number of frog will increase, and in this food chain the number of rat will increase. So naturally this rat will increase, so it will eat more of the grains, and here if frog will increase, it will eat more of the grasshoppers. So number of grasshopper will reduce. Now if these snakes are all killed, so eagle, which is the apex predator in this food chain, will be affected because it will not get food to eat, or it will have to change its food habit. Same way here peacock will be affected because it will not get the food to eat and it will have to change its food habit. So this way, even if a single organism is killed by man, or it's getting affected by some environmental conditions like some bushfire comes, or if there is some deforestation or the drought comes and some organism is affected, or entire population of an organism is removed from that area, so entire food chain gets affected. So we as human beings, we have to be very, very careful to maintain these food chains. We should not think that whenever we happen to come across any of these organisms, so we should kill them, because if any a single organism or population of some organisms are gone from the earth, so it will result in the entire food chain getting affected, and finally it will lead to a loss of human beings also. So how it will affect the human population? Let's understand that now, because there is interdependence between man and environment, and interdependence between green plants and animals. So it will be affected. So how it is affected? Let's understand that. So what happens? Like here large fish, it can be eaten by man. So large fish, or here this frog can be also eaten by a large fish. If suppose the frog is eaten by a large fish and then large fish is eaten by man. Now this snake is also in many places eaten by man. So if all the large fish goes away because small fish has died, so naturally it will affect man because man will not get large fish to eat. Same way here, if suppose the frog number has increased, then large fish will get more food. If large fish is getting more food, then maybe man may get more food. But after some time what will happen? Because frog number has increased, grasshopper will reduce. So amount of food which is obtained by frog will reduce. So its population will go on decline. Then large fish will reduce and then man will be affected. So like this, man is affected by the various food chains on the earth. Now students, we should know about the food web. What is this food web? Food web is actually a complex web of food chains. I hope you understand what is a web. Web means where there is interconnection, like you might have seen a spider web. In spider web, the different chains are connected together. So that is a web-like structure. So in a food web, as it is related to food, so naturally it may be having some relation with the organisms. So again the same different food chains are here, and here you can see I have connected these two food chains with each other. So like this, when many food chains are connected to each other, then it forms a food web. So again, if suppose any organism or population of the organism is killed, so food chains are affected. When food chains are affected, naturally the food web will be affected. And if food web is affected, the entire ecosystem is affected. And that will lead to lots of loss for the entire earth. So we have to be very careful and we have to conserve all these organisms. Otherwise, what will happen? Many of the organisms will die. Their entire population, if killed, they will become extinct. Once extinct, like your dinosaur is now extinct. So we cannot get back the organism. So that way the food chains are affected which are related to those organisms, and then finally man is affected. So I hope students you have understood a lot about food chain, food web, and how the food chains are connected, how each and every organism of the food chain is important, and how it is connected to man. All this you might have understood. So now it's time for giving you a homework. So today's homework is you have to make your own food chains and food webs. You think about different organisms, like you can take organisms from the mountain regions, you can take organisms of the aquatic region, you can take organisms from some distant like deserts, you can take organisms which are living in polar regions like polar bears, and then you can make some food chains by yourself, and you can understand by removing, even you can make models of these, and then you can remove one organism out of that model and see how all the other organisms in the chain are affected. So it's a very, very practical model which you can make, or practical homework which you can do, and which is there, a reality of the earth. So by seeing this video of ma'am, I hope all of you have understood the importance of conservation of organisms. There is an International Union for Conservation, IUCN. So that also has released some red data book in which it's given about the different type of organisms which are extinct, which are endangered. So all this you can understand once you understand the importance of these producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, quaternary consumers, and or the apex predators. So thank you for staying tuned till now. I hope you are getting a lot of information from these videos, and it's very helpful for your coming examinations. So be a part of the channel. Don't forget to press the subscribe button which is given at the bottom. Once you subscribe, you will get the bell icon. You have to press it to get the notifications. Ma'am is trying to provide you regularly some good content related to your course of science, maths, English and environmental topics. So stay tuned and don't forget to give your wonderful remarks and press the like button, as it's a big motivation for making better videos for you. Thank you for staying tuned till this bonus section. So let's understand this food web. Here there is grass which is eaten by a rabbit. Rabbit is eaten by a hawk. Now grass is also eaten by mouse. Mouse is eaten by snake. Snake is eaten by a hawk. There is another food chain here. See, grass is eaten by grasshopper. Grasshopper is eaten by a lizard, and lizard is then eaten by a hawk. Now these food chains can be also interconnected, like grass eaten by grasshopper. Grasshopper can be directly eaten by the hawk. Now grass is eaten by mouse. Mouse can be directly eaten by a hawk. So this web is created of food chain, so that is only called as a food web. So in this you can easily identify which are the various types of organisms. Like grass is here the producer. User are denoted by P, and then you have got your primary consumer here. Primary consumer is grasshopper here, rabbit here and mouse here. And these three in this case are the herbivores also. So we can denote it with this PC, and these are the herbivores also. Then we can write about this second one, that is lizard. In this case, that is your secondary consumer. Here snake is the secondary consumer, and in this chain hawk becomes the secondary consumer. So we can write it like this. It is also carnivore. So we can denote it with C. This is secondary consumer or carnivore for that particular chain. Here this snake is secondary consumer or carnivore. And then finally the snake is eaten by hawk, lizard is eaten by hawk. So for these chains, that is this chain and this chain, the hawk will become the apex predator. So I hope you have understood that there can be different type of food chains and different type of organisms based on their food chain. Like in some food chains there can be primary, tertiary, it can be till tertiary or quaternary consumer, and then apex predator. In some of the food chains are very small, like you have got this food chain, you can see grass eaten by mouse, mouse eaten by hawk, or grass eaten by rabbit, rabbit eaten by hawk. There are only 3 organisms in the food chain. But in some of the food chains there can be 4 or more than 4 organisms also. And in each of these the energy is being transferred. And you should know, longer the food chain, the lesser amount of energy the apex predator will obtain. Because every time the transfer of energy is reducing from one organism to another organism. So that is also a concept. This concept I'll try to cover in my next video. So stay tuned. Thank you for being a part of the channel. I hope all of you have subscribed, and don't forget to give your likes.